All right, hey, welcome back. Welcome back to the channel. Here we are with update and final for the small scale group build hosted by Sean over there at the Scale Model Car Guy channel and Brian at BG Model Works. So you can see I am keeping keeping the main part of the casting under wraps here, so you can't really see 100% of the main color. But now we're going to work on the back half of this unit. So as you recall, it was a rocket launcher. So we're doing away with this back part because part of the rules are no military vehicles. So I got this thing set up and we're going with the theme of a farm truck. So now what I'm doing in the back is you can see that I've already added in some balsa wood as a base here over the chassis. And now we're going to add these pieces of timber across here to create a little bit higher floor. So the floor comes up level with the fenders is what I'm after. I'm going to go ahead and get this thing glued up, and I'll be back with you in a few and show you what it looks like. Alright, so I think I'm already going to be shifting gears with this thing a little bit. I got the wood planks in that way. I ended up having to sand them down because they didn't fit quite as straight across as I wanted them to, so I had to recolor them. Still going to do something with the back here. You can see the layers I got going on. But I think what I'm going to do is I want to make this a farm truck. So it's going to be on the farm stake body bed, primarily used to haul some hay back from the field, right? So I think what I'm going to do is put some more boards across this way to make the deck wider. And I'll bring it all the way up to the cab, which is underneath my cup. So anyways, I think that's what I'm going to do before I put any sides on it. So I got that built up to be up over the fenders. So now I can put some boards across there, like so, and run it all the way up to the front. And then I can start putting some sides on it. I think that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to cut some of these to go across this way and build the bed up that way. We'll see how that works out. All right, so I'm going to try to do my best here to explain to you what you're looking at. Right here I have the smaller pieces of balsa wood that I have cut to be my my uprights. So that's 6 of them. You'll see I have 2, 4, and 6. So that's one side. So I need 6 for the other side. So that's what I'm doing here now down at the bottom of the screen. I already have that piece of wood marked out with the length that I need each one to be. So I go right ahead and get all those cut, being careful to not have any go shooting across the room. So there, now I have 6 more that can be for the other side. So each side of the truck has 3 on each side. Then once I get that done, I'm going to need to construct 2 more for the back to go across the back of it. So now I'm trying to decide how I'm going to actually make the gates with a couple of different types of different pieces of wood. I end up using that bigger one there in the end. I think what I end up doing is taking that piece right there and I slice it, I cut it in half and I make it half as wide. All right, so I'm trying to show you guys how I'm making these rails for the bed. You can see I have the main floor down. I made it wider. And now I'm trying to make the gates. So I just showed you how I cut the uprights for the gates. I basically used this piece of balsa wood and I measured it and split it in half. And that's what's there. So now I just got to figure out a way to get these longer pieces cut so I have 3 separate gates that'll sit on the side of the bed. So I'm going to work on that now, and I'll come right back with you when I get that set up. Okay, I'm hoping I'm in frame. I keep moving the camera, and it keeps falling. So anyways, here's what I did. I don't know how well you can see this, but I just laid out my ruler, and I placed each one of my rails at an equal distance, using the ruler as a guide. And then I came up with a space between so I can make 2 cuts right here. And if you can see, there's little dots of paint there. What I did is I just took the paint that I used to paint the bed and used my toothpick It just went in and made a drop. So now I have a reference. So when I go ahead and do this and wipe all this away, get all that out of there, I can now come back with my ruler and make a straight line and cut those two pieces. I'll make 2 cuts, and that'll give me 3 sets of cross rails. Then I can glue all this together. Fingers crossed, this works. Let's try it. All right, so hopefully you can see that. Now I'm going to try to do my best here to show you the third one while you watch. Might take longer than I want it to, so you might not really see the whole thing once I go back and edit. And who knows, my head might be in the way. I'm lined up somewhat. Take some Mod Podge on a toothpick, and then just come in by using the marks on the ruler. So like I said, you can move this stuff around, so it's not that big of a deal to have it perfect. So I have the way I have these posts cut is there's a little angle on the top, so I'm trying to get that angle faced in the same direction on every one of them that I'm putting on. Got that in place. See things moved a little bit. Not a big deal with this glue because you can still move things around. Get it lined up where you want it. And having the little ruler there definitely helps you keep things square, which I'm really not showing you the best of right now. All right, I'm going to call that one good. I'm going to leave it for just a second. Let that cure. Just a second, and I'll put on a couple more drops, and we'll do the other side. I'll be back with it to show you kind of how they look laying down on the bed of the truck. All right, so there you're seeing the construction process that I did on the bed. So now I'm just going to go over and show you some of the materials that I used to get this model complete with some of the paints. The material for that bed was just balsa wood, just random strips of balsa wood that I had. But the main chassis in itself was all sprayed with this semi-gloss TS29 from Tamiya. And then the details and other chassis components were done with a mix of some flat black XF1 and the gunmetal from X10, both from Tamiya, of course. And then we got into some more of the other the detailing for the bed. So the bed was mainly done with this, well, if you can read what the name of this one is, I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. It's a Citadel paint. It's a brown that I kind of dry brushed on, and then I wiped with a paper towel. And then I went over it with a combination of these two here, the clear orange and clear yellow, and clear orange being X26 and clear yellow being X24. Again, dry brush, wiped with a paper towel to get that wood-stained look that you'll see. You haven't seen it yet, but you will. And then as we worked towards some more of the details with the rims and some other details underneath, we used this plate mail metal from Army Painter. And then for the main body colors, the fenders, front and rear, and running boards were done in this beige color here from Vallejo. And then the main body color has been one of my new favorites, is the Turbo Dork, and this one is called Death By. So that's the main color of the body that you haven't yet seen. And then we did some Molotov chrome for the headlights, and then a white background, if you will, of the headlights. And then I did just a little bit of a clear yellow again to get the headlights finished off. So those are the paints that I used to get to be where the final product is. And currently we're just waiting for some decals to come in. I reordered some decals from our friends over there at STS Decals. And yeah, we're just waiting for those to come in the mail. We're going to get those on the truck. And then just in another magical YouTube quick second, you will see the final reveal. All right, so enough is enough, Mike. Let's get to it. Let's see what this thing looks like. So we were waiting for some decals. Word of advice: when you order any decals from STS Decals, those guys are super busy. They do some fantastic quality work. You got to give them some time. Mike didn't order them soon enough. I don't have them, but that's okay. The truck is done. The decals will be here, and I'll get them on, and I'll post up some pictures of what the decals look like at some point. So for now, let's get to see what this thing looks like. Here we have it. As soon as the camera focuses correctly. There we go. There's the back half of that steak body that everybody's been waiting to see. We got some bales of hay in there. That nice, really cool goldish copper color to the main body. We'll let this thing rotate around a couple of times. And guys had asked to see what this thing looks like side by side to 1/64th scale. So the model is 1/72nd scale plastic model kit. And the die cast sitting next to it is obvious 1/64th scale Hot Wheels. Pretty darn close in size, let me tell you. But this one was a lot of fun. So let me just show you a little bit of detail here. See if we can't focus in a little better on this bed. There's the wooden stake, the hay bales, all the coloring and the color textures that I did on this all came from tips from Brian over at BG's. And then the main body, the fenders, the wheels, the undercarriage. You can see that exhaust and the drive shaft. You can still see the wood up underneath. Came out really good. This was a lot of fun. Detailed up the front grille as best I could. Did some black wash in the grille. Got the headlights detailed up. So there it is. There is my final reveal for the 2023 small scale group build. Hosted by our good friends Brian over at BG's Model Workshop and Sean, the Scale Model Car Guy channel. And of course, there'll be links in the description down below to get on over to their channels. And just search that hashtag, Small Scale Group Build 2024. You should be able to find all the other builds. Thanks for hanging out here with me for another episode of Mike's Mods and Customs. We'll catch you guys on the next one.